Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Josh's Comics. Today I have a two-part haul from 360Comics once again. Stay tuned to find out what I got in this haul in the next episode of Josh's Comics. Alright guys, so right before we get into today's haul, part 1 haul, do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, I would greatly appreciate it. And as always, let's go ahead and jump right into the comics. Nice little haul I picked up for the last few weeks from Joe, from a couple different claim sales, and I also have a few books in here, I believe, from James of Mint Hunter Comics as well. I kind of forget who's of books they are, but no problem. All the same, going to the PC, most of these, and yeah, let's start off with this part 1. This book is pretty cool. This is Star Wars Episode 1, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Dark Horse Comics, a photo edition of Ian McGregor on the cover. Of course, I'm wearing a Star Wars short, so that's pretty fitting. I believe there's a couple different photo covers, Episode 1. But yeah, it's so very cool to have this book. And, you know, Dark Horse Comics of Star Wars tend to sell pretty well. So that was a cool pickup. Moving on, I have the Saga of Swamp Thing #1, first all-new collector's edition. I believe this is volume 2, though, of Swamp Thing. We pretty much got confirmation, you know, Swamp Thing is coming to the DCU. And this is definitely a more affordable first issue, you could say, for sure. So I definitely picked that up for the speculation, and we'll have to see what happens with that. And the book is in actually great shape, and I remember I got this from Joe, and I think he had a bunch of copies of this, so that was really cool. Moving on, we have Superman in Action Comics 684. I believe this is the issue where Superman and Doomsday makes it to Metropolis. Let's see. Yeah, I believe this is when Doomsday and Superman, you know, their battle makes it to beginning of Metropolis, and they battle it out. So that's pretty cool. I am trying to collect like all the books leading up to that battle. I do have the first Doomsday, but I'm trying to, you know, their second battle, this battle, and then I do have Death of a Superman. But they still pick up there. Moving on, you're going to see I'm starting to pick up a bit more Superman comics just because we don't know where the character's going in the DCU. And as far as modern books goes, he doesn't have too many keys. Most of the Superman keys are like Silver Age, Golden Age, and everything. But I'm trying to get what I can there, and, you know, be interesting to see where the character goes in the future. And with that being said, we have Action Comics Superman, the New 52, issue #1, by Grant Morris, who it seems like they are going to take inspiration from on a lot of the upcoming comics, and excited about that and see where everything goes. I heard between this, it sounds like they're going to mix it between All-Star Superman a little bit. They might do Grant Morris's run a little bit. They're going to mix everything a little bit together. It sounds like, and do the best of the best. We'll have to wait and see. Moving on, the Savage She-Hulk, issue #9, first appearance of Ultima. Nice She-Hulk cover. Also like that old Toys R Us shopping spree, grand prize minimum value of $3,000. Definitely an older book, and cool things to see. Moving on to another Superman book. This is Superman 666. I mainly picked it up because it goes well with Batman 666, and happy to have that. Got that for a good price from Joe. I think a lot of these books are only like $5 to $10, honestly, but great pickup, and great book to have next to the Batman 666. Moving on, from the new DC Universe, Lois Lane, issue #1. She uncovered the most dangerous secret in the DC Universe, and now she just has to prove it. It's by Greg Rucka, and Greg does great work. I loved him in Gotham Central. You can see the omnibus behind me on the shelf. So I definitely want to pick this up. It seems like it's a more realistic, grittier take on Lois Lane. So I actually picked that up to read it, see how I like the series, and if I like it, I continue to pick up more issues of it. I'm assuming this came out within the last few years, but great cover too. And now we have Supergirl issue number 80. I believe this is the last issue in the Supergirl series. Great cover too. Supergirl, you know, we know she's coming in the Flash film, and then she's going to be showing up in the DCU, and they're doing the, Woman of Tomorrow storyline, it sounds like. So I'm kind of picking up keys or issues of hers, and, you know, we're going to see what happens with it. But great cover, and it's the final issue of the run, so might as well. Moving on to one of the last books in here. This is the special Batgirl. Number 1. This is actually her first solo appearance, or her first solo title, I believe, and definitely a must-have. Mid-grade, has a few spine ticks. Probably not something I'm going to go out and get slabbed or anything, but as her first, you know, solo adventure and everything, I think it's pretty cool. And it sounds like, according to James Gunn in the DCU, that the Bat family has already been established a little bit. Since we're going to have Damian Wayne, I'm going to imagine that Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson and Jason Todd are already there. Maybe even Tim Drake. We'll have to wait and see. So I thought it was a really nice pickup. I've been wanting to pick this up for a bit. I've been seeing him on some of the claim sales, and then every time I go to jump on it, I don't get it fast enough. So finally got to pick that up. And the last 2 books that I picked up, these are really cool. As you guys know, I love video games, and anytime I can get a comic that expands the games, I'm going to pick them up. The great thing about this is these books lead up to the video game that came out, and it's Injustice Gods Among Us. And some of you probably have already read the series. I love it. I have 2 volumes on the back shelf behind me. I'm hoping for a Injustice 2 omnibus, which will continue, but it's pretty much these comics. I think it's a couple hundred issue. Well, no, I think it's about 140 issue run. I think leads up to the comic. Leads up to the video game. So you read the comics, you play the game, and then afterwards they had another like 40 to 80 issue run, I think, come out of Injustice 2, and that led up to the second video game. And it's an Elseworld story, pretty much, where Joker kills Lois Lane, and Superman's baby she was gonna have, and Superman just loses his shit, goes crazy, and then Batman, you know, being who he is, tries to form a team to take down Superman, and Superman has his own team, and he's trying to stop all the crime in the world, trying to protect everybody, and then he becomes a dictator and a ruler of the world, and then Batman, you know, goes back and forth with him. And it's a really great run, in my opinion, Elseworld story. And this is a 3rd printing, which is actually a great cover. I mean, the first cover is great too, but that cover right there is also awesome. Batman versus Superman on it. And then it was a 2-parter, came with Injustice 2, where there's Joker and Hal Jordan on the cover. So yeah, I'm really happy to have this. Issue number 1 does have a few spine ticks. I was possibly thinking about sending in to get graded, but it's probably going to get mid-grade. Probably like a 7.5 to 8.0, so probably not really worth it. Issue 2 is definitely in better shape. Still has a few spine ticks, but, you know, hey, just happy to have them, and one day if I can find a higher grade copy, I definitely will pick it up. So, with that being said, guys, thank you for tuning in and watching another great haul by Joe of 360Comics. A couple of announcements. On March 11th, Joe is actually hosting Back Deck Comic Fest 3 at his house. We're waiting on to see how the weather goes. Hopefully it'll be nicer, and I will keep letting you guys know about that coming out, and all of my coming videos leading up to it. And then March 25th and 26th is King Kong 4 in New Jersey. I will be there Saturday. Happy to go there, looking to pick up some big books, and it's going to be a fun time. Yeah, so do me a favor again, hit that like button and the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. Just want to grow the channel. And as always, guys, stay safe, Take care of each other, and we will see you guys on the next episode of Josh's Comics.